Hello viewers, I hope you are well. As I promised earlier, we are going to be doing mathematics, simplifying mathematics better and better each and every day. So today there are two questions I want us to solve here, and we are supposed to solve the value of x. And our first question is x squared minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. So quickly, let's go to our solution. So the solution of our first question A is x squared minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. Let me change my pen. So this is the question we are supposed to solve. And what we need to understand is that this is a quadratic equation. And a quadratic equation is said to be in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. The highest degree being a 2, then followed by the degree of 1, then followed by the degree of 0. So for us to solve this question using factorization, we need to find the product, and the product is always given as AC. So AC means the coefficient of the first, and the C is the constant. So the coefficient of x squared is 1. Here we have a 1. So this is 1 times 8. It will be equal to 8. Then we determine the sum, and the sum is always our B. Our B is the coefficient of the second variable, that is negative 6. So it will be negative 6. After getting the product and the sum, we are supposed to get the factors. And our factors, we need to get two factors in which, note this, the multiple or the product of the two factors is 8, and the sum of the two factors is negative 6. So we need to get two more numbers. When we multiply them, we get positive 8, and when we add them, we get negative 6. And for this case, the two factors will be negative 4 and the negative 2. So if you take negative 4 multiplied by negative 2, it will give you positive 8. And if you take negative 4 plus negative 2, it will give you negative 6. Then we continue to our next step. So our next step, we take the first one, that is x squared. We replace our b with the factors. So we are going to replace with minus 4x, variable x still remains, minus 2x. Note that we have replaced our b with the factors, that is minus 4x minus 2x plus 8 is equal to 0. So having this equation, we are now supposed to factorize. And once we factorize it, we will factorize it 2 by 2. So we factorize the first 2. So the common factor is 8. And in the bracket, we will have 8 minus 4. Then we factorize the second bracket. The common factor here of 2 and 8 is 2. It will be minus 2. Then 8 minus 4 is equal to 0. Why minus 4? Because minus 2 times minus 4 is equal to plus 8. And having that, we have our brackets as identical. We take 1, that will be 8 minus 4. And we take the one outside the bracket, 8 minus 2 is equal to 0. So this simply means that the 2, either 8 minus 4 or 8 minus 2 is equal to 0. So we will have 8 minus 4 is equal to 0, and 8 minus 2 is equal to 0. So we have our 8 is equal to, take 4 to the other side, negative 4, it will become 4. And the second value of 8 will be equal to, take negative 2 to the other side, it will be equal to 2. So those are the solutions of 8 in our first equation. We are going to proceed to our second equation, and our second question, we determine also the value of 8 in our second question. So we are going to rub the same place where we have done our first question, and we will use this same place to do our second equation. And Our second question is given as 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 is equal to 0. This is also a quadratic equation, and this being a quadratic equation, we are going to solve it the same way we have solved the first one. And because I've taken you step by step on how to solve the first question, I believe now we are going to be able to solve the second one without any challenges. And this is how we are going to go about it. So remember, we said the first thing we determine is the product. And the product is always AC. A is 4, the first one, and C is the constant. So when we multiply 4 times 9, we get 36. Then we proceed to sum, and our sum is equal to B. B is the coefficient of X, which will be equal to negative 12. After getting the sum or the product and the sum, we are supposed to determine the factors, and the factors are two numbers in which when multiplied, they should give us a 36, and when added, the sum should be negative 12. And the two factors are going to be negative 6 and negative 6. So negative 6 multiplied by negative 6 will give us positive 36. Reason being, a negative number times a negative number gives us a positive number. Then the second instance is that negative 6 plus negative 6 will give us negative 12. So we now proceed. We are going to have 4x squared. We replace our b with our factors. That will be minus 6x minus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. Then we now proceed to factorization. How do we factorize? We take 2 by 2. So we'll first factorize the first 2, then followed by the second 2. So here, the common factor between 4 and 6 is 2. And it's going to be 2x, because we also have x here. And in our brackets, we'll have 2x minus 3. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is equal to 6x. Then we proceed to the second one. The common factor between 6x and 9 is 3. And in our brackets, we have 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So note this. Minus 3 times 2x is minus 6. Minus 3 times minus 3 is equal to plus 9. And if you observe very well, the expression in the bracket is always identical. You can see it very well. We are having it as identical. So we are going to take one bracket here, 2x minus 3. Then the outside will be 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So this says that this one is equal to 0 or this one is equal to 0. So 2x minus 3 is equal to 0 or 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Since the two are identical, that means the same value, the value of x is also identical. So we can take 3 to the other side and we have 2x is equal to 3. We divide both sides by 2 and we are going to have our x as 3 divided by 2 is the same as 1.5. And that is going to be our solution for x. So generally, this is how we approach quadratic equation and solve the values using factorization method. We still have different concepts on how to solve quadratic equation. This is the first one. We have the factorization method. We also have completing square method. We also have using quadratic formula method. And last but not the least, we have also the use of graphical methods. So all those methods are methods used to solve quadratic equation. And with time, I continue teaching them here so that we might be familiar with them. Again, if it is the first time that you are following me, click the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, Asaf Karaoke Online Maths. Turn on the notification bell so that each and every day I upload a video, you'll always be updated of what we are doing. Follow on my older videos that I've made so that you can be able to compile this information and this knowledge together as we simplify mathematics. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.